Hello, all you beautiful people. Today we will be using the elements of art to create a beautiful collage robot. A collage is a piece of art made by sticking various different materials together. We will be using line, shape, color, and some texture. So let's grab our materials and begin. To make this piece of art, you require colored paper, lots and lots of papers. You can also use newspapers, paper bags, food paper, foil, or any paper lying around. I'm going to use scissors, markers, and a brush to show you a technique how to do rubbing and convert markers into a painted paper. And of course we require glue. So look around you and find lots and lots of papers that you can use. Grab them. This is a net piece that I've cut off of the floor bag that we have at home. So look around you if you can find anything that you can make texture with. So grab our materials and let's begin. So for this activity, I'm gonna fold a paper, make sure the edges meet into half, and then fold it again. Press it firmly and nicely, and when you open it, you have 4 equal rectangles. Now we are going to create our own pattern paper, but if you do not want to do this, you can skip ahead and just cut your colored papers and start making a collage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my markers to create a pattern of lines, and then I'm going to use it to make my collage robot. So I'm going to do diagonal lines and then some zigzag lines, which are actually diagonal lines which are connected to each other. Then add some squiggly curly lines. You can either follow me or you can do your own thing. And then I'm gonna create sort of a pattern here by repeating my lines. Now once you're happy with your pattern, you can go ahead and fill it with different kinds of lines and different kind of colors, or you can do it like me. I'm just gonna make a pattern here, maybe break it, add different kind of lines. There's so many different various designs to choose from. So you can also grab another color and fill in your pattern. Make it interesting because we're gonna use this for our robot. So we want to make it interesting so that our 2D collage has different patterns and different kinds of papers. You can do this if you want to have an interesting piece of your own to add to the collage, or you can just go ahead, grab a newspaper, look around, grab construction paper or paper bags and cut it and use it in your collage. Plus, don't go ahead and cut anything and everything. Please take permission from your parents before cutting something that belongs to them. So what I'm going to do in this part of my rectangle is I cut this piece of wheat flour bag that we have at home, and I'm going to place it under my paper. I'm going to take something that we call a naked crayon, which does not have a covering on, and rub it from the side so that the design of the texture of the net below comes onto my paper. And this is how we can create textured rubbings. So I'm doing it with blue color, and then you can also mix up different colors to get a nice texture on your paper. You can either do this with a fabric, or you can also pick up leaves from outside and create a texture on your paper. The whole idea is to create interesting patterns and textures so that I can use them in my collage to make my robot. Now what I'm going to do in this rectangle is I'm going to choose 2 primary colors. There are 3: blue, yellow and red. but I'm gonna choose blue and yellow for this side. I'm gonna take my color and take it for a walk. So it's walking in the park, it's going around, it's looking all around. Now, do you know what color do blue and yellow make when they are mixed together? Well, this is a good way to find out. Let's mix them together. I'm gonna make my yellow go on a walk over blue, and wherever the colors meet, they are making a secondary color, which is green. So what we're going to do now is take a bit of water in a brush and spread it lightly across that rectangle which has the blue and yellow marker. Now wherever the colors are mixing, they are producing a secondary color which is green. Sometimes you have to keep the water and let the colors develop. It does not happen immediately, but the results are amazing. What I'm gonna do on my last and fourth rectangle is use the two primary colors, yellow and red. Do you know what they make when they mix together? I'm gonna make kind of a blade, straight lines in a pattern, yellow, and then add red. So did you guys guess what yellow and red make when they're mixed together? If you have guessed orange, you are right. Yay! Then I'm gonna draw red lines across, making kind of a pattern. Then again, you can make it exactly like me, or you can do your own design. You can grab anything that you want to use, you think is better than what I'm using here. You can use crepe paper, you can use foil paper, but I wanted to create my own patterns and my own paper, so this is why I'm showing you how to do it. Now I'm gonna set this aside to dry, and then I'm gonna start working on my background. I'm using a bright orange background, but you can use anything that you have available. You can use white, you can use black, you can use any different colors that you have. Now if you remember, in the last week we drew our robots. Now this video, in this lesson, we are not gonna draw anything. We are directly gonna cut our shapes and make our robot. Now this is my background, and you can use any kind of paper to make the head and choose any kind of shape that you want. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a square to place it in the center of the paper. Now you know how to cut, right? Hold your scissor firmly and with the other hand hold the paper firmly. Cut a straight line, and you can either go across from this end, which will be a bit difficult, or go across from this end, which is open, and it's much easier. So cut your required shape for the head. I'm cutting a square, but you can choose any kind of shape to cut from: a semicircle, a rhombus, a diamond, anything. But we're not drawing, remember, we're just directly cutting our shapes. Now place it, we're not sticking anything yet, just place it where you think you want the head to be. This is the beauty of a collage. You can always arrange, rearrange things and make amazing results out of it. So I'm gonna cut this textured paper that I created for the body, and I'm gonna place it below the head to see how I want to position it. So before we go ahead and stick anything, place everything and see how do you want it. Do you want it vertical or do you want it horizontal? I think I like it like this. No, I want it to be straight. Now I'm gonna cut the arms of the robot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the pattern that I created, carefully cut it off from the rest of the paper, and I am imagining that my robot's hands are wiggly, they're gonna move all around. So I'm gonna fold my paper into half and then sort of cut a rainbow. I'm gonna cut it in a semicircle way so that I can form a rainbow, and I'm imagining arms that are curving. So I'm gonna cut a semicircle and then cut another semicircle to create curvy hands. Do not discard of any paper that you're cutting, because you can always use it in other art projects. You can use it later in your collage if you want to add details. So I have my arms here, and again, place them and see how you want them. Maybe like this, he's like ooh. Or maybe like this, he's doing a dance move here. Or maybe both of them pointing downward. Place your hands and decide how you want them to be. And once you're happy, go ahead and arrange them, but do not stick them yet. Now we need some legs for a robot. I'm gonna choose a yellow color. You can do you. I want the legs to look like they're moving, so I'm gonna cut a rectangular strip and then cut it into smaller squares. But if you want to do something else, a different shape, please go ahead and do it. You don't have to do it exactly like me. You do you. Trimming the rectangle into smaller squares. Press it, fold it, and then we open it and cut it along the crease. Be careful that the scissor is always pointing away from you. Place the legs and see how you like them. So that's the beauty of a collage. You can always move things around. You can add as many different materials and textures you want. You can actually take foil and create the body out of it so that it looks like a metallic figure. Now these are my leftover parts from the hand, so I can use them at the bottom of the feet so that it looks like my robo has firing boots. Now you can add details, cut different textures and materials, add buttons, add facial features, like the robot is actually looking at you and talking to you. Now, after you have done cutting and placing all the different parts of the robot, we do not go ahead and stick the largest part first. We start with sticking the parts which are near you so that they do not move, and it's very easy to figure out what goes where. So we start by sticking the smaller parts first and then working our way towards the background. So whatever is in the foreground, whatever is on the top of the face, we start by sticking that, and then slowly and steadily we stick the entire shape to form a collage. That's it, girls and boys. Have fun.